Welcome back to Headstart. PhilDev Foundation is celebrating 15 years of service and impact. Since its founding in 2010, PhilDev has supported over 300 scholars, helped build hundreds of startups. For more on their journey, we're now joined by PhilDev Chairman, Dr. Cris Liban. Dr. Liban, good morning to you.
Good morning, Karen, and good morning to your viewers as well. Thank you for having me here to talk about PhilDev, to talk about our projects and our activities, not only there in the Philippines, but now expanding globally.
All right. Now, I just want to say you are now in California right now, right? You're in the
Yes.
U.S. No? Tama
I
po?
am, yeah.
Okay. And you have taken over, you have big shoes to fill. Let's start with that. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
PhilDev essentially came to the forefront because of the iconic Dado Banatao, right? The Filipino global game changer. And now you are taking over PhilDev. So in a way, this is the new PhilDev 2.0. What will your leadership be like? What will change and what will remain the same?
Yeah, thank you for mentioning Dado. This was his vision 15 years ago, and we really owe it as well to the Ayala Foundation. For 10 years, we've been supported by the Ayala Foundation, with the Ayala family over there in the Philippines. And then immediately after that, Dado and his wife, Maria, essentially said, we need to have a foundation here in the U.S., which is the Philippine Development Foundation. Going back to your question, we want to do several things. So the first one is really celebrate what Dado had done, all the programs, all of the achievements, all the things that he has envisioned in essence in terms of nation building through entrepreneurship, through education and innovation, specifically for the youth of the Philippines. In addition to that, what we're trying to do right now is let's take it, our board had embraced this idea na, yes, let's celebrate that we've done really well in building up our motherland. Let's think about where the Filipino is as well. Let's think about let the Filipino thrive, not just survive. Let the Filipino be known not only as a good accountant, not only as a good lawyer, not only as a good engineer, but become an innovator and a leader, wherever they are around the world.
Okay, so what are the main programs of PhilDev right now that benefit the Filipino people?
So we have several programs. So the first one is we have our scholarship program, the PICES program. And what that is that we have 11 or so different universities that we partnered up with. And we support students who are from their second year of college on, who are taking STEM programs. And through the universities that we are partnered up with, those students are actually supported financially so that they can finish up, that degree. The second one is we have what we call the Young Banatao Learning Lab. Wherein, we focus still on the individual, and that individual essentially learns about how to become an entrepreneur. Madalas sinasabi na, magaling yan, right? Magaling, matalino. But, and it's not only in the Philippines, but anywhere around the world. Nakita ko yan sa mga travels in different places, in my interactions with different people, na ang kagalingan ng pag-iisip natin is not necessarily translating to good entrepreneurship. So the Young Banatao Learning Lab really brings that focus into yung mga galing na mga Pilipino will know about entrepreneurship, and then they will apply that to actually become the innovators and leaders of their communities. And the third one is what we call Tech Up. Wherein not only do we focus on that particular individual, we also work together with universities. We have 5 of them right now that we're partnered up with. And we set up, programs there para yung mga universities na yun would actually have entrepreneurship programs as well, para they can initiate those kinds of programs kung walang program specifically for the individuals.
And the Filipino community in the United States, are we the second largest minority group in the U.S.?
I'm smiling kasi depending on what you're looking at, the Chinese obviously are everywhere around the US, and technically, it's between the Chinese and the Filipinos, but depending on which community you're looking at, the Filipinos might be largest, or the Chinese might be largest.
I
So.
see. At ang maganda, I mean, all over the world, meron tayong overseas Filipino workers. Alam natin yun, no? And they're really today's hero. They're the country's heroes. But what's interesting about the US, and you can correct me, is the profile of the jobs of Filipinos in the US, right? Parang tama po ba na mas maraming Pilipino na nagiging professional in the US? Or marami rin tayo na, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, but alam natin in the US, the Mexicans are usually doing, right, the parang manual labor jobs. Ano ang profile ng mga Pilipino ngayon sa Amerika?
We're really known as good workers. And that's not, there's nothing wrong with that. Walang mali doon sa perception na yon. We're actually good workers. Ang difference ng being Filipino is that, even if we hate our jobs, magaling pa rin tayo, right? And that's the thing about Philippines, and sometimes nakakatuwang observation is that hindi lang tayo adaptable, right, in our jobs. But we actually take on that adaptability with a smile, and that's the Filipino brand and the Filipino way of thinking that I'm trying to promote, through our Filipino Development Foundation vision. Kasi going back to your question, right? We're good workers. We're known as professionals. There's this whole idea of kahit saan tayo around the world, magaling tayo ng mga nurse, mga doktor, engineer.
But you're clearly upskilling them. That's what you're doing,
Yes,
right? You
exactly.
are upskilling.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to be known as innovators. We need to be known as entrepreneurs. We need to be known as philanthropists, right? And in that context, going back to what I was saying, the Filipino brand of not only professional, but the Filipino brand of being an entrepreneur, innovator, and philanthropist is our culture itself, the Filipino brand na we care about people. And when people hear about the word Filipino, as we're promoting right now through our foundation, is that pag narinig mo Pilipino, hindi lang magaling yan, pero caring pa yan. Caring, there's really care and there's really a thought process in that work product. Hindi lang for profit, hindi lang para magawa yon, or hindi lang para mabuo yung idea na yon.
Oo. How powerful is the Filipino community in the United States? What is the future for Filipinos? I mean, we are hearing about the immigration issues there. Are Filipinos affected, Cris? Yung mga may green card, pinapauwi ba? What are the fears of the community?
So I'll answer your question two ways, Karen. So the first one is I have seen, I work for government here. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer for an organization called LA Metro. It's a transportation agency. We build infrastructure. There's a lot of Filipinos in my organization. There's a lot of Filipinos who are working for our contractors. So I'll answer your question. So the first way to answer the question is we've really emerged as a force to reckon with in terms of our ability to produce and to actually create things here. I'm also politically involved. I'm a dual citizen. So I work with the Philippine consulate here, work and promote their programs here in the United States, and then work together with my friends and family here, there in the Philippines to actually learn more about the country and what we can do together as well. So we're emerging. A lot of Filipinos are now getting elected into office. Some of our friends have been the first Filipinos to be in elected office, not only here in California, but, across the country. But at the same time, I also hear anecdotes. I don't have the exact facts, but I also hear anecdotes now. People have this fear, of having some immigration issues, but it is what it is. It's not only us. Hindi lang tayo yun. Nakikita rin natin yan sa mga ibang lahi. Nakikita rin natin yan sa ibang communities here in the United States. But, at the end of the day, sabi ko nga kanina, Filipinos are very unique. We're very resilient people. We have our own brand of culture. And no matter what, we survive wherever we are.
Okay. All right. Well, my last question, 15 years, what do you have planned, Cris?
Yeah, so in essence, we have our fundraisers every year. This year, we're going to celebrate, like what I said earlier, si Dado and his legacy. We're going to celebrate our new programs. We're going to have this event to be held in San Jose, where our first event was with President Aquino, back in 2010.
Yeah, I think I was there.
Oh, you were there, yeah, of course.
I think I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. And from there on, I just want to invite everybody, your viewers who are here in the United States, or even if you're not here, support us, PhilDev.org. We actually raise a lot of funding for our programs. I mentioned those earlier. We work together with different partners, not only here in the U.S. but also there in the Philippines, and we look forward to having a new vision and future for PhilDev. So.
All right. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I want to wish you good luck. I mean, you are, this is a whole new, right? PhilDev, continuing, but also new under your watch. So good luck to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Karen, for having us.
All right. Thank you so much. PhilDev Chairman, Dr. Cris Liban. Thank you.